Hi, I'm Woodward. I'm your instructor here at Ashworth College for the Professional Tax Preparation class. And I just wanted to spend a little time with you to go through some of the things that motivated me to get into this and give you a little background on the class. Many years ago, I found myself, as I think a good many of our students have, in one of a career advancement. And I decided to go back to school and study business. At that time, I really didn't know anything about accounting or taxation. I had a liberal arts degree, and I decided to take some accounting classes my first semester in college. One thing led to another. I found that I really liked it and decided that since I did enjoy doing this and knew that I could make a good living doing it, that would be the course for me to follow. Naturally, there are going to be aspects of any job that are more fun than others, and it takes motivation, of course, to work through the things that you don't find as enjoyable. What's interesting is that quite often the things that you don't find enjoyable initially are things that you will find much more enjoyable later on. Looking back on my college career, I probably would have spent a good deal more time in taxation, knowing what I know now and how much I enjoy working with income tax preparation and tax planning especially. The biggest challenge that I ran into, I think as most students do, is in time management, particularly when you're working and going to school. It comes down to blocking out a particular amount of time each day, a certain number of days a week, and planning around the progress that you intend to make in the course that you're taking so that you can continue to move through it in the time allotted. I think that a large part of what drew me into this type of work was that it was a lot like working a puzzle. For me, it was sort of the challenge of making sure that I got to the end result that was desired. In the case of tax preparation, making sure that the tax forms were filled out properly. In the case of other areas of accounting, it was really more of making things fit together properly. And there's a good deal of satisfaction that you get when you get to the end of any project in accounting. And I think this is a primary motivation for the person who goes into tax accounting. It's really a matter of sitting down and working your way through something that may be challenging but is rewarding in the end. I think initially you probably would start with some less challenging, more routine types of returns that you would be preparing. And then as you begin to find that if this does become routine, you can really begin to branch out into other areas. One of the great things about a tax preparation career is that it offers you the opportunity to begin to specialize in some areas. And for many people, it's a matter of advancing from preparing individual returns, business returns, to getting into more specialized areas with particular types of businesses or particular forms of organizations, whether they're LLCs, foreign corporations, or whatever. One of the great things about tax preparation is that you are your own boss and you schedule your own time, and you can schedule it around your work and family activities. You also have in your current occupation probably a good number of people who might be prospective clients for you in your tax practice. And if you start making a list of the people that you know, not only in work but through other activities, your community and organizations that you're a member of, you'll probably find that you have quite a number of people who would be interested in taking advantage of the service that you provide. And by being able to work in the evenings or weekends or whatever time frame works best for you, and work on a loose schedule but on a deadline, you can begin to build that practice so that it becomes more of a source of revenue to you. Also, you probably have in your current career, or whatever type of work that you've done, experience that, believe it or not, will meld well with the background or with the opportunities that you have in tax preparation, so that you may find yourself being able to specialize or bring in more business from whatever particular industry you may have experience with. Obviously, the economy and the recession in particular are major concerns for people. Those of us who have jobs are more concerned today than we have been perhaps in the past about the security of those jobs. And a good many of us, unfortunately, do not have jobs. And this is really an opportunity for us to go back and retool our skills. One of the great things about tax preparation is that you know that this is not going to go away, and that it really is a recession-proof business. If anything, there will be many more opportunities in tax preparation. One of my accounting instructors was fond of saying that as long as his livelihood depended upon the complexity of the income tax code, he was pretty well set. One thing to keep in mind as a tax professional is that your learning does not end when you get that degree. This is an endless learning situation where you're constantly going back each year and studying not perhaps as much material, but studying the changes that will be occurring in the tax preparation and tax planning areas. This is something that separates you as a professional from others and gives you more advancement opportunity and the opportunity to build your practice. There's a tremendous satisfaction that comes from doing income tax preparation. People probably worry more about being audited or about having a large income tax liability than most of the other things that challenge us in society today. One of the biggest challenges that you'll find as a tax preparer is that you'll probably begin to have people coming up to you at parties at the grocery store or wherever and asking you tax questions that once they know that you're a tax preparer, and guiding them into becoming a client rather than giving out a lot of free advice is one of the bigger challenges once you become established as a tax professional. You never want to forget what it was that got you into this profession in the first place. Obviously, a desire to improve your career, but also the desire to help others is a big motivation in tax preparation. The satisfaction that comes from that will continue to motivate you, and that motivation will be very important because you want to continue to stay on top of trends. Read up on proposed changes in the tax code. You really become more aware and more interested in what's going on in the news as far as proposed changes and debates and discussions about those changes, because it's something that will impact you and your career and will impact your clients.